All right, so the Masochist Destroyer series continues. I completed the Duel tryout decks in solo mode. You can see that on the Patreon free tier if you have any interest in watching any solo mode content. As we proceed through the series, if anyone's new here, the Destroyer series is just a Masochist series where we take packs for losses and we take secret packs for wins if the secret pack is open during the episode. Otherwise, for the most part, it's just a regular Masochist series. Also on wins, we can take a craft of a card in an open secret pack. So far, I've had several open secret packs. There's been nothing worth actively going out of my way to craft rather than just buying a pack. And we also, what else can we do? But we have plenty of gems to use, and gems get spent on packs, so odds are I'll be opening packs when possible. Anyways, let's get back into ranked and see if we can open a secret pack worth going out of our way to continue to play over. We're at 9995 gems with a lot of gems in the gift box, so I do need to find a way to spend gems in this series. I'm considering finding some strategy to do it because I don't want them to sit there and go bad, and I don't want to just buy a bunch of accessories. It seems like a waste of our gems to just buy accessories. So let us take a look at what we can do. We're in gold 5, and we're up against the soccer ball. All right, I've been going second because I want to determine if I can just scoop. We don't take a master pack for scooping. We have to at least try to play the game. So our time is at least spent and we get something out of it. I did also accidentally open some legacy tickets I wasn't supposed to get, but that was because I played 1 or 2 games using the loaner deck in the Wind and Water Festival. The reason I did that is because there's some work being done outside of my house lately, and I've been unable to log in and collect my daily missions on the regular because of the work being done. So I needed something to do where I wasn't going to get talked over or noise be made over what I was saying by the work being done outside. I played 3 games, and in those 3 games, I managed to get like 7 legacy tickets, of which I pulled no playable cards, so it really didn't matter. It also got us a bunch more gems in the gift box. All right, so we'll probably pause and wait for our opponent to finish their combo. All right, so they managed to draw a card and have Trouble Sunny. I don't think there's any other cards they've searched that I'm aware of. So they have a lot of back row. We have 1 MST, so we don't have much we can do with the cards we have. Yeah, we haven't taken any damage, so this card's not live yet. This is a light monster, so we can't just special the rocket caliber. Launcher Commander is going to get popped by the Leela, or the... This is going to get popped by the Leela, and but it does threaten their monster, so I guess we at least try to threaten their monster by going Launcher Commander and tributing to destroy the Trouble Sunny. Alright, so there's no point in attacking into it. We'll activate, it'll force them to tribute the Trouble Sunny and summon back. They may just bring back the Kiss-a-Kill, so that if I summon another monster, they can summon back the Leela and pop a card. I do want to take a little bit more damage, so I can summon the ZW Eagle Claw to get another monster in play. But because we don't have any monsters in play, there's no point in setting the Ballista Squad. Currently, all of our monsters are just going to die to the Leela. They could summon back both of them at the same time to get the Kiss-a-Kill draw. Alright, so they're going to get the draw now, but they can't get the summon. They can't get the pop. Even though this is clearly an unwinnable game state, I'm going to make an attempt because, 1, I want to get a master pack for playing it. Secondly, as you make actions, you get additional experience points, and experience points are good for getting additional legacy tickets. And while the legacy tickets are generally old cards and pretty random, they could still be productive to the challenge. And you complete your dailies by actually staying in a game till it ends. Alright, so that is going to threaten one of our cards. I guess we have to MST. Although, unfortunately, that means it's going to be outing our Ballista Squad. So they'll probably send the Kiss-a-Kill to the graveyard. Oh, they sent the Kiss-a-Kill and Leela, which is like the brick you play to get 2 for 1 with the Trouble Sunny off of, what's it called? Ultimate Slayer, to send a card and then send another card. It'll be back if our opponent manages to do something productive. There's a Leela. Our opponent is playing exceptionally slow. There's a chance we win by timeout. I would doubt it, though. Despite having like Raigeki in my deck, I don't think it would really be particularly productive against this matchup. But Raigeki feels like the card I need here, but at the same time, it's not going to do enough on its own. So just to do some math here, it's 33, 11. All right, so we have 33, 11, and 11, which is 22 and 33. That's 55, and then they contribute this for another 22. Oh, wow, that's a big monster. I've never seen this card summoned. Cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned from your hand or graveyard by tributing 2 link monsters. When this card is special summoned, you can activate this effect. Your opponent controls 3 or more cards, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. When you have Kiss-a-Kill monster in your graveyard and you have a Leela monster in your graveyard, this card gains 2200 attack and defense. Its base stats are 2220. Alright, so they're going to end the game. So we have earned our master pack. All right, again, if anyone thinks we don't earn it, in the regular Masochist series, you wouldn't earn it because you have to win, but then you're just waiting for bots to lose. In our case, we're just trying to improve the deck as fast as possible, so we don't have to lose the decks that we should be able to beat by just progressing the game state. All right, so let's go get our master pack and see if we open a secret pack that'll be worth playing for. All right, so we didn't get any legacy tickets there. We have completed a daily mission of activating a spell. That's some progress. On the Duel Pass, we've acquired some gems, and in the gift box, there's a lot of gems to collect. A lot of these are small, so we can collect them by just getting this master pack. All right, let's see what we get. So we've opened the Pendulum pack. We have a White Wing Magician, which is a solid tuner, a Heavy Metal Foes Amalgam, which is just a Link 2 for Metal Foes. If this card is sent from the monster zone to the graveyard by a card effect, you can activate one of these effects. Target one Metal Foes monster you control and equip this card to it. We give it 1,000 attack. Or target a Metal Foes card you control, destroy it if you do special summon this card. So this card could get itself in the main monster zone to give you more Pendulum, the ability to summon more Pendulum monsters. We have Bujinji Pavo. Let's see. When a Beast Warrior type Bujin monster you control is destroyed by battle or and sent to the graveyard, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard to special summon one Bujin from your deck. All right, for Bujins, Tri-Blaze Accelerator is a whack card. Bad Luck Blast. Target one face-up monster your opponent controls, take damage equal to half its attack, and inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. If this card you control is destroyed by an opponent's cards at the graveyard, you can inflict 1,000 damage to your opponent. It's all right. Infernal Wing. Must be someone with Dark Fusion, does piercing damage. If this card destroys a monster by battle, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the original attack or defense, whichever is higher of that monster. Decent. Fancies is good. Machina Defense Perimeter. While you control level 7 or higher machine monster, your opponent's monsters cannot target level 6 or lower machine monsters you control for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target them with card effects. If a face-up machine monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one machine monster in your graveyard and add it to your hand. Sounds okay. All right, so that is our master pack. We have access now to the Pendulum pack. Should we win a duel, we can either craft a card from it, or we'll either be able to craft the card from that pack, or open a copy of that secret pack. Let's see if we can do it in our next game. We are still in Gold 5, so this is like a bot-heavy territory, so there's a good chance that we will just get some free wins that we don't deserve. Looks like our opponent is one win from ranking up. If they win, they'll rank up. So I'll go first. I've been going second on purpose, but if they're actually winning, then they might be playing a good deck, and the good deck might beat us if it goes first. So we'll see if we can open one of our several trap cards. We did open Memories, which is not the best card to open. So we'll just summon Gene Warp Werewolf to keep the Launcher Commander should we need it. We'll set Skill Successor and Memories, and I guess we'll pass here. If they don't do anything too crazy, we have Reborn and we have Launcher Commander. They're on a proper Pendulum deck, so they might just combo us to Doom. All right, Chicken Game is just a free spell counter. They'll probably not stay on the field. There's probably going to be another spell card activated over Chicken Game in a minute. Necro Valley. Okay, so this might be like not a proper Pendulum deck, although I can see a Pendulum deck playing Necro Valley. It's not the craziest thing available. All right, so they're summoning Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic, which can negate a trap card. They also summon their Servant of Endymion, then they'll use Master Cerberus to search for Jackal, and then Jackal can summon the Master Cerberus, but they'll only have one negate so far. And currently, both of their monsters can get over the skill successored Gene Warp Werewolf. Our Monster Reborn is a dead card now. So this does not look particularly good. Necro Valley turns off our Monster Reborn. If they go for Electromite, we're in a lot of trouble. Okay. Well, that's not good for us either, because Beyond the Pendulum is going to search for any Pendulum spell. They'll complete their scales. They'll Pendulum summon two things to the zones on the field, and then they'll be able to pop two cards, and we have two cards in the back row, so they're going to destroy both. That's a lot of Endymion. Something tells me they're not going to bounce their card back for this, so I'll be able to make my Gene Warp a little bit bigger, but I don't know what we're going to do around Necro Valley with our Monster Reborn getting negated next turn, because they can just bounce the Servant of Endymion back to their hand. They did determine now that this card wasn't even worth negating. They took a decent amount of damage from their own cards. They paid 1,200 for Beyond the Pendulum. What else did they take damage from? They paid 12, and they paid the Chicken Game. All right, so we're almost definitively going to lose, for sure. Well, that doesn't help. We haven't drawn these high-level monsters and payoffs all that often, but that's not productive. All right, so our best bet is to do nothing, really. We don't really have a win condition here. I can destroy their card. It's like the best I can do is attack into the Beyond the Pendulum, because I'm sure that's a one of. And we'll just try to destroy a card on the field. I guess we destroy... Does it really make a difference? The Jackal King accrues spell counters faster, so making them re-pendulum summon is probably the best I can do. The Endymions don't actually gain any spell counters. They get them when other cards leave the field. When a card with the spell counter is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can when this card is. Okay, so it is back, and we are getting attacked per game. All right, so let's collect our master pack and see if we can improve our deck to a point where we actually can start winning in gold. All right, we didn't get anything this time. And because we lost, we will not be getting a secret pack. We'll be continuing to get the master pack. Looks like we might have a super here. Our super appears to be Megaroid City. So we have a Roid card. Is it usable with what we have? Add Roids from deck. We don't have any Roids, really. Orchestrion requires Orcus cards. Crystal Release requires Crystal Beast. We do have a Crystal Beast. I don't think it's worth playing. Malefic Cyber End Dragon would require Cyber End Dragon, which we don't have. This Prophecy card. Discard a Spellbook card, which we don't have. Saber Hole. If you control a X-Saber, which we don't have, can't use it. Evo Branch. Target a face-up reptile you control destroyed, special an Evo tile. Face-down defense from your deck. Red Eyes Burn. If a face-up Red Eyes monster you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can target one of those monsters. Both players take damage equal to its original attack. Not great. So none of those cards are really playable. But we did open a new secret pack. We have two options should we actually win. All right, let's just collect our dailies for the day. We have Trap and Normal Summon, so I'll be good to reset in the next 30 minutes. It's almost 2 o'clock here, which is where the reset is here in New York City. All right, receive my... Oh, do I not have room for that? Oh, okay. I thought we had room to collect a 100 pack of gems, but we do not yet. We'll have to get like one more secret pack. Then we'll complete another mission and we'll go over again. All right, so I will go second, which is generally going to be my game plan. I think I'm only going to go first against people who are about to rank up, because I'll have some idea of whether or not they're playing a better deck or not. If they're playing a better deck, they'll be closer to ranking up. If they're closer to ranking up, their deck is probably better, in which case I can choose to go first. This hand wouldn't have done much going first, just be setting the Go-Go Golem. There's a chance our opponent thinks that we're going first, and they're a little confused. All right, so they're making plays. They have summoned Rod, and Rod has searched for Circle. Circle will get a card, or not. It will stack the deck. It's one of those cards that was always just slightly more fair than it needed to be. That card gives them anything they want. It's taken them a long time to activate that Illusion of Chaos. They're just going to add directly Dark Magician from their deck to their hand. That's an interesting choice. All right, so they'll stack the deck and change the order. You'd expect them to at least get Magician Souls so that they can send Dark Magician to graveyard, because currently they don't have a way to draw that card. They're going to draw it next turn. So they're putting us in a big rush because they have Dark Magician in hand. I wouldn't imagine they have Eternal Soul since they went out of their way to set it on top of the deck. This is not a great position to be in. All right, we will start with our Golem and just attack over Magician's Rod. If they have Eternal Soul, we lose this game pretty much. Just start setting cards just to draw their attention away from getting the Skill Successor to be potentially a live card, although we're just not going to be able to beat Eternal Souls. All right, so they're on Magician's Navigation, but they have now drawn Eternal Soul. This means that now any spell or trap card that's in our graveyard is going to be... Any spell or trap card that we use is going to be negated by their Magician's Navigation. This Dark Magician is going to negate... This Dark Magical Circle is going to banish one of our two sets, and then next turn they'll be able to summon another Dark Magician and do it again. They could be summoning a Apprentice Illusion Magician to add another Dark Magician to summon off of Eternal Soul, or they can just put this Dark Magician in graveyard somehow. It looks like they have Apprentice Illusion, and Dark Magical Circle is going to banish our monster. That's an interesting choice. So now they have another Dark Magician. So they have Dark Magician in their hand along with Eternal Soul and some random card. We're going to be taking 4,500 damage. We don't have any particularly good way to do anything. If we summon our Rock Spirit and put Timebreaker in the scale, we can make him really big with the Mage Power, but then they can just summon the Dark Magician with Eternal Soul and banish our Rock Spirit, completely undercutting everything we did. All right, so now Dark Magician's in play, they can draw a card off Soul Servant. All right, we've drawn Raigeki Break, which is good because they have Eternal Soul, but because they banished our monster, we don't have an Earth in play. So I guess we're going to be summoning our Chosen by the World Chalice. I also want to draw fire away from our Raigeki Break. But yeah, we currently can't beat the Magician's Navigation, but there's a chance our opponent misplays and uses it early. But I'll set the Raigeki Break now anyway. Might as well get the additional 500 points and threaten our opponent a little bit better. The Apprentice Illusion is a bit more problematic. All right, that makes sense. They were going to do that in the long run. It doesn't change what we were going to do. We've gotten them to waste the card we needed them to waste. Now, I could use Skill Successor to crash here, but then it increases the odds that they'll be targeting the Raigeki Break instead of the other set card, which is what we need them to target. Good. They haven't flipped Eternal Soul. Oh, wait. They have game on board, so I guess they don't need to play into it, but they could. All right, so it looks like they're going to win because we can't destroy Eternal Soul while it's already face up to prevent them from just ending the game. Dark Magic Attack. Nice animation. All right, so let's see what we get from our next Master Pack. Let me claim something from the gift box. There must be something small in here. There's 90 gems. Alrighty. Apparently we've completed a daily of destroying cards and completed a lifetime mission of normal summoning. Our 50th normal summon. Go claim out. Let's go claim our Master Pack. We have Phantom Sky Blaster, which is good for Link summoning. Fabled Raven's kind of whack. Ernest requires more Dragon Maids. This Tistina card. If this card is in your hand, you can target one Tistina monster you control, which we don't have any. Special this card and its level becomes the targeted monster's level. This card's in your graveyard, you can target an Aqua XZ monster you control and attach this card to it as material. Not great. Rosemary requires higher life points than our opponents. If a plan attacks, your opponent can't activate cards in the damage step. And if we gain life points, we can change the battle position of a monster on the field. Not going to happen. Demi critters are awful. TG require way too many cards to do anything. And Karma of the Destruction Swordsman. Target 3 monsters of the same type in your opponent's graveyard, banish them, and if you do Buster Blader monster or Destruction Sword monster, gains 500 attack and defense for each banished. You can discard a Destruction Sword card to add this card to your hand. Not awful in a Buster Blader deck, not good. Let's see what we can do. Alright, so we've won the dice roll. We're going to choose to go first. I feel like if we go first, our odds of getting a Master Pack, or at least trying to play out the game, go up, because it's very tempting to just leave a game immediately when we're going second. In this case, we actually opened a card that does something. So I'm going to activate Unexpected Die to get a card in play while we can. Do I want a tuner? I don't see a reason to get a tuner, so I'm just going to summon this here. Gene Warp Werewolf. Normal my Magna Rocket, which can float into a tuner next turn, and we'll set Raigeki Break. We'll hold the Age Power for next turn, but it might be our discard for the Raigeki Break. Because Launcher Commander might be necessary to destroy a monster or a spell or trap card that we can't deal with. Black Whirlwind really will lose pretty hard to the Raigeki Break, so we're definitely going to be using it. This can be an exceptionally strong destruction. I'm actually going to keep the Mage Power. Not because I really want to keep Mage Power, it's just that I think this Black Feather Whirlwind can protect their cards from being destroyed. The Launcher Commander might just trade 1 for 1 anyway. Alright, I wasn't sure if summoning Vada would actually do anything productive here. Vada's actually a pretty small monster, and Black Whirlwind searches smaller monsters, so what do they really have to get? Alright, so this is going to bring out Blackwing Dragon, and they have Shigarno, which is a tuner, with Feather Whirlwind is going to bring back, what's his name? Simoon. So now they can make another level 8, or they can make a level 10. And I don't remember exactly what the requirements are for Full Armor Master, which we obviously can't beat. Alright, so Full Armor Master requires a Blackwing tuner, which they have. So they could just make Full Armor Master, in which case we have to do a lot to get anywhere. Right, so they just want another Blackwing Dragon, which is, we would get over both of our monsters, but it's weaker than other options they had. Also, I'm pretty sure they're not Blackwing monsters, so they're not Blackwing Synchros, so they can't actually use Sharnga. Also, we draw any level 4 monster, we make, what's it called? The Colossal Fighter, we attack over both Blackwings. Because currently there's no warriors in either graveyard. So any level 4 is my preferable hit right here. That works. So we're going to summon Launcher Commander, go into Colossal Fighter, and we'll be attacking over the full power Blackwing Dragon. Oh, that works out badly for them, because we're going to keep attacking. Colossal Fighter will get over Blackwing Dragon, and we'll come back and we'll do it again. Then they're on 1 card in hand, but any 1 card in their hand, if it's a high enough attack, Blackwing monster could do quite a bit. So assuming there's like a reward for specialing from the graveyard, we're definitely increasing our chance of getting it. Snatch Steal. So that sucks. That's going to be a real hard problem to deal with. Do I really need Raigeki Break or MST just to get back my own Colossal Fighter? Do I summon this in defense? I guess I do. I think we have to pass. If I can get another spell, I can attack in with Fulgo and crash into Colossal Fighter. But so basically I can make Fulgos into a 28. Is that game? I think this card by itself might be game. Alright, that was a nice showing for Colossal Fighter before it betrayed us. So Sudri added the Vada. Vada at minimum gets another Blackwing Dragon. 228s is definitely 56. I just want to see if we can get a legacy ticket from taking L's. It's been a while since I've gotten a legacy ticket for not winning the game. Definitely happens. It hasn't happened a lot lately. All right, Blackwing Dragon number 3. Come on, duelist, just attack me for game. All right, they made a token and then went into Forest Storm. All right, so they sent Zephyros, and now they've made a Blackwinged Assault Dragon. And we're dead. Took long enough. So we're 0 for 3 with our Masochist. We're 0 for 3 with our Masochist Destroyer deck today. Not good. We'll get another Master Pack and see if we can get a card that's worth putting into our deck. Claiming some more lifetime missions. We've activated a card effect in the graveyard for the 10th time and dueled in rank for the 30th time. So still claiming some of those early gem rewards. Claim a bunch of these small prizes. All right, let's go claim another Master Pack. And we have an interesting set of cards. Blue-Blooded Oni. When this card is normal or flip summoned, it is changed to defense position. Once per turn, you can attach an X material you control to target 1 level 4 or lower zombie in your graveyard and special summon that target. Interesting. Toon Dark Magician. Discard a card. Discard a Toon card to special a Toon monster from your deck. Drag Egg is just a special summon we can use for tribute summons, which could be good. Angelica. Quick effect. Discard this card, target a Roman in your graveyard, and gain life points equal to its attack. Not bad for their deck. Torch Scales requires more PK cards we don't have. Infernal Wing we already pulled is bad. Leg of the Forbidden One requires the rest of the pieces. Stand in. Tribute 1 monster and target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard with the same original type and attribute and special summon it to your field. I don't know if I'd ever want to play that card. But we did open the Toon pack currently. All right, we're going to have to keep losing in ranked, apparently. Or maybe we can win a game. We can actually open one of those secret packs. We have a couple different options. We got Toons. We've got Pendulum. I forgot what the other one was. All right. So we've lost the dice roll, and our opponent has elected to go first, which is good. We'll get to decide really quickly if we want to continue to play the game or not. All right, we got some trap cards, which would be better if we were going first, but our opponent's on a 13-card extra deck with a 3-card main deck, which are all signs that they are not that good. They're on the basic stuff, but this could just be like a bot. Maybe we'll get a free win. So they are on Pendulum, so odds are they have the starter deck, plus a little stuff, which could make their deck better than ours. What is this? Pendulum Moon. During a main phase, add 1 Pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand, and then destroy this card. Okay, so this doesn't do much, but it's a 0 scale and they have a 4 scale. So they can only Pendulum summon some really tiny monsters. This looks like a Masochist deck, because that's a Fire King Kirin. Why that would be in someone's deck? Hard to say, especially when they could have Pendulum summoned it, but they opted to perform their normal summon with the Kirin. Alright, so we're just going to summon our Golem and attack over this. If we destroy it, then they get to send a fire monster from their deck to the graveyard. What fire monster will they be sending? That would be productive. So they've destroyed their Rangbali, which I don't believe does something when it's just in the graveyard. Rangbali is like the spell negate, and I think it summons itself from the hand if the fire is destroyed. I'll read it more on their turn. Let's see. If a Fire King monster you control is destroyed by a card effect, you can special this card from the hand. When a spell or trap card is activated while this card is on the field, you can negate the activation if you do destroy 1 other fire monster in your hand or face up on the field. Not the greatest card. It's okay. Stargazer prevents me from using spells in the damage step. Fortunately, I have 3 trap cards. It'd be nice to... That is a tad scary, but also they're clearly playing a bunch of random cards, so something tells me there's no Galaxy for them to search. We do have the Raigeki break in the event of an emergency. So they pitched a Photon Emperor. All right, so I think they can summon back the Emperor in this scenario because they do control a Galaxy monster. Actually, I guess maybe they won't be able to. Since the Grave Wall, another Photon or Galaxy is on the field. So this is on the field, but it wasn't there at that time. So I'm not sure it'll activate. Okay, so it did, so it's going to come back in defense. So he's got 2 monsters in defense. We'll see what he gets. So now he gets an extra normal summon of a light monster. So far, he's only shown these as light monsters he has. And doesn't mean we have anything yet to fear. I'll be thinking here. Reveal a Photon monster in your hand to special this card. If this is normal or special, target a Galaxy monster in your graveyard and this copies its stats. So there's no Galaxy monsters in the graveyard. So far, they haven't shown enough Galaxy monsters for me to believe that there's one in their hand. I guess they could tribute summon it, in which case I wouldn't feel too bad about Raigeki breaking it after our tribute summon. So they tribute summoned Oath Dragon Magician. They haven't Pendulum summoned yet, so protecting myself with Skill Successor is probably not the best play here. Basically, I'll let them attack. I'm going to use Memory of an Adversary so they can't just Pendulum summon this again. They can't Pendulum Summon it because their scale suck, so maybe Skill Successor is the way to go. Alright, so they Tribute Summon, now they just get to copy a guy's stats. They are picking their targets very slowly. You can pick the one with big numbers, or the one with small numbers. They pick the one with small numbers, which makes sense. They want my trap to be live. Just use Skill Successor, get our trap activation out of the way. Now we've actually passed 2 o'clock, so when we get to our next game, we will have acquired new daily missions to do. And whatever daily missions we already accomplished must be easier to do than other ones because we managed to do those. We don't Xyz summon or link summon very often, so those tend to be difficult to do. Whereas activating spells, normal summoning, and destroying cards should be a little bit easier. Vanity's Ruler is not super helpful right now. I have Skill Successor in the graveyard. We're going to summon Fulgos, and we're just going to attack our opponents. Next turn, maybe we'll put out the Dreadnought Dunker to perform a Tribute Summon, which we haven't really done so much. But at the same time, we will be able to start popping the cards in their back row, get rid of their scales. Although at this point, it probably just makes more sense to attack them directly for game. And because we are playing Fulgos, our dead Tribute Summons are never truly that dead, because we can always get Fulgos back into the graveyard and then turn one of these dead Tribute Summons back into a Fulgos. So it's at minimum a 1800 level 4, which is why I like the Fulgos in the deck. Sky Striker Ray, interesting. Feels like someone literally threw a deck together. I don't even think it's a Masochist deck, because I feel like a Masochist... I don't understand why people would play the Masochist Challenge if they don't know what they're doing. It feels like something you should do when you already know what you're doing, because trying to play random cards worse sounds terrible. The goal is to do what you can with the cards you have. But to do what you can with the cards you have, you need to have cards that are good and know how to play them. Otherwise, you might as well just be playing your regular deck badly. I'm going to do this Tribute Summon just to accomplish more different effects. We're going to Raigeki Break, pitching the Vanity's Ruler, targeting this scale, because why not? The other one doesn't work with their cards very well. And we'll get in for game using the Skill Successor. This way we get our dailies done. I just wanted to activate the Raigeki Break to activate a second trap card, although something tells me we've already done the trap daily, but I'm not sure yet. Alright, so we've won that duel. We finally get to pick a secret pack that we want to open. And we open some legacy tickets. Alright, so since we're in a new day, let's run our spectate for the day, which I will not be watching. It is weird that they make you spectate a game just to get 5 gems, but also don't actually expect you to watch it. I guess it could be a bad game. It'd be hilarious if you had to spectate a game that you couldn't get out of, but it also was infinitely long, 50 turns or something crazy, where lots of stuff happened. Even if it was an exciting game, that could take a lot longer than you'd want. So we're getting our login bonus. We're getting our daily bonus. These are our new daily missions, and we've completed some lifetime as well. All right, so we found another secret pack, apparently. Collect from the Duel Pass, collect something from the gift box. All right, let's go to the shop. All right, so we got Tunes, Roids, and Pendulums. I will be getting a Pendulum secret, because it would be nice to potentially just have a scale that's worth playing in our deck. And we have pulled Enlightenment Paladin, which is a decent synchro. Nirvana High Paladin, which is a hard-to-play synchro. Zubaba Bancho Gaga Coat. If you control a Zubaba or a Gagaga monster, you can special this from the hand. You can also target a Go-Go or Dodo monster in the graveyard and special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monster from the extra except the Z's. Pretty sure we might have this already. So you Dust on Roller. Target one monster on the field. It cannot be tributed or used as fusion, synchro, or Xyz material. If the set card is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can, instead of the graveyard, you can add a Dust on. It's not the worst card. Time Pendulum Graph is good. We got another Time Breaker, which is good. The Last Resort. Why does this have anything to do with Crystal Piece? Activate only when your opponent declares an attack. Select one Rainbow Ruins from your deck and activate it. And if your opponent had a field spell when this card was activated, draw a card. And Trace Majestus. The first time a Majestus equipped with an equipped card would be destroyed by battle. It is not destroyed. During the main phase, you can special summon level 4 Spellcaster from your hand. You can send this face-up card to the graveyard to special summon any number of Majestus for different names from your hand. Not the greatest cards. I think I would be fitting in this Time Breaker and maybe the Enlightenment Paladin. And let's check our legacy tickets. And we've pulled a Hannibal Necromancer. When this card is normal summon, place a spell counter on it. Max 1, remove a spell counter, target one face-up trap on the field and destroy it. Not great. Lava Babble Guard sucks. Quick Span Knight. This card is in the graveyard as being synchro. Wait, if this card is sent to the graveyard for a synchro summon, target one face-up monster your opponent controls and it loses 500. Mid. If this card is normal or Normal summoned or set. This card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned in face-up attack position by sending one card from your spell and trap card zone to the graveyard. Just a generic body. Misjudge. If your opponent card effect activates before it resolves, coin toss twice, and if the results are 2 heads, negate that effect. Decent 1800 monster. And Kazuki's self-destruct button. Oh, Kozaki's self-destruct button. Inflict 1000 damage to the player who destroyed the set card. Interesting. All right, so we didn't get a lot out of our secret pack. Let us take a look at the deck and see if we can do anything with the few cards we did pull. See, I've not been in a position to summon the level slasher, so let's put in the Enlightenment Paladin. I don't play that many low tribute monsters, and Drag Egg destroys itself often, so we can do some link climbing, maybe a little bit with the Phantom Sky Blaster. So I'm going to put in Phantom Sky Blaster, and I'm going to put in the second Timebreaker. Do we have any other Pendulum monsters? We have White Wing, which is a 1 scale. Timebreaker is a 2 scale. Do we have any other Pendulums? Any chance to accidentally Pendulum summon by just having a card decent enough to Pendulum summon with? All of our Pendulums have low scales, it seems like, and the ones that we do have like restrictions on them. Looking for a high scale but low level monster, so we could at least use it as a monster if we wanted to. No, it doesn't look like we have any Pendulum monsters we could really use, so we'll call this deck 2.4, we'll play one more game, and then we'll call it quits for this session. And I have to cut a lot of dead time because our opponents were taking a long time to end our games, so odds are this will be recorded over 2 sessions and actually be another hour-long video. Because at this point, I've already been recording for an hour, and I think I'm only going to have 30 minutes of footage. It's a rank-up game. Rank-up games, we're going to go first on their rank-ups, just because we'll assume that they're doing better, and maybe a trap card or an MST or Ballista Squad will help us prevent our opponent from just winning the game. Ready? I'm going to hold the Skill Successor as our pitch for the Ballista Squad. Oh, wait. That was dumb. I was thinking we had Raigeki Break for a second because I said all these trap cards, but not the right kinds of cards. Alright, Dragon Pulse Magician is a solid monster. Hopefully they make a link I can just pop, because I don't feel good about this position. That could be a problem. Alright, Double Iris is a good scale. So here comes their Pen Summon. So it's just a bunch of Pendulum monsters. I feel like my best shot is to like Ballista Squad, a good Link monster or something. That is definitely a card that's going to get destroyed. Alright, we've got MST to pop the Perform Pal Pendulum Sorcerer if we need to, but we need another monster. Just any monster should be fine, just so they can't just threaten our life points like this constantly. Oh, they have Electromite. The fact that they didn't use their effect is a problem for them. We need a card that gets over their card. But that'll work. Alright, so we will be... I guess I have to do Gene Warp Werewolf to get over Electromite. We will attack over Electromite. Then we'll MST their low scale, so next turn they have to top deck a high scale. We'll set Skill Successor in case they attack into us with a small monster. And then on the next turn, we can use Skill Successor on a big monster before we commit to Ignis Heat. And if we draw a continuous card, we'll be able to put Ignis Heat on the field and keep our Gene Warp Werewolf. That is one of the best possible cards they could have gotten. Now, their Oath Dragon's already in the extra deck, because if they make an Oath Dragon here, they add back Harmonizing Pen Summoned 2 and summon a guy from the deck, which could be a real problem, but there's not much I can do about this. Okay, Dragon Pulse is one of the weaker cards they can get here. They can pen summon just about everything, and now I have to contend with a... Oh, what do they have in the graveyard? Okay, so they can get back the Dragon Pulse or the Wisdom Eye. Now, will they normal summon it, or will they pitch it for Dragon Pulse? Alright, so they normal summoned. They're slightly better for me. In the damage step, we'll activate the Skill Successor. I really need a way to clear those scales so they don't just keep coming back, but I also don't want to let them use the Double Iris to search, so I don't want to destroy that one. Mage Power, ugh, it's not going to accomplish the goal here. Alright, I'm going to tribute some of the Ignis Heat so I don't have to use the Skill Successor in case I need it on a future turn. Just running over Wisdom Eye. We do have one more MST in the deck. The odds are any card they draw is just a Pendulum monster, and then I have to contend with a Link to every turn forever. But because they have Dragon Pulse Magician, they can just special summon, they can pen summon Oath Dragon, grab back the Dragon Pulse, and then use Dragon Pulse. Now, will they normal summon? Okay, so they don't know or don't care about using Dragon Pulse Magician's effect. I guess they have Astral Graph and just runs over my monster. So I'm stuck here no matter what I do. I need like a good way to clear these monsters on a more permanent basis. I just don't have one right now. Alright, we have Raigeki, which still loses the game. Just for funsies. We'll throw out the mage power and then show them Raigeki, and then they can just Pendulum Summon and end the game. Pendulum Summon? Alright, Pendulum Astrograph, normal Pendulum Skulker Bat Joker to not get a search, and then make the Starving Venom to attack per game. So a little bit of bad manners, but maybe they're just trying to get their fusion dailies out of the way. It's one way to do it. Alright, we've acquired a couple of our dailies, destroyed a card and spell cards. That's good. And let us collect our master pack, and that'll wrap up this video unless I continue. Not sure. Alright, so we have 100 Dragon. So what does 100 Dragon do? Once per turn, you can have this card gain levels equal to the number of cards you control, and if you do, it gains 100 for each level gained. These changes last until the end of this turn. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target one face-up monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck. The first time that monster would be destroyed by battle, our card effect is not destroyed. Not a bad card. It's an 1800 plus beater. Carbonedon, this card battles a fire monster. It gains 1000 during damage calc, and you can banish it to special summon a level 1 or lower normal monster from your deck in defense position. Not bad. Synopsis, the Shade of Godi. During the main phase quick effect, you can banish 2 fish monsters from your hand and or special summon this card. And or graveyard, excuse me. If this card is special summon, target one face-up monster on the field, banish it when it leaves the field. If this card is banished, you can banish one fish monster from your graveyard to add this to your hand. Good card. Magispector Porcupine. If this card is normal or special summon, you can target a Magispector spell in your graveyard and set it. If you control a Magispector, you can special it quick effect. This card, your monster's own, cannot be targeted by card effects or destroyed by card effects. Fire Formation Gyoku. Activating this card by targeting one set spell trap your opponent controls. It cannot be activated in response to this card's activation. While this card is face up, that set card cannot be activated, and all beast warriors gain 100. Super Rush Headlong. Target one face up monster your opponent controls. Declare one attribute. If they target battles an opponent's monster with that attribute, destroy that opponent's monster at the start of the damage step. Evil Eye Confrontation. You can, if you control an Evil Eye, target one spell or trap card your opponent controls, destroy it, and if you control Selene, banish that destroyed card. Not bad for that deck. Tri-Brigade Oath requires Tri-Brigade Link monsters, so we opened a Red Eyes pack, which is of course a bad pack, but I think I'm definitely putting in this 100 Dragons into the deck list. Alrighty. And just to try it, I'm going to try and get us down to 40 cards. We have a couple too many monsters, I think. I think we don't need both of these. They're very cool. I'm going to cut the ZW guy. I'm going to cut one Golem. We'll cut, I don't think we need Chosen at this point. We've got 3 Vanillas. Let's see. I haven't been opening spells and traps enough, so I'm going to cut Launcher, Commander, to 1. I'm actually going to try cutting the Timebreaker. I don't really feel like I want to have to commit to that card. I'm going to cut a Unexpected Die, just because we might have monsters on the field more often now, because we have better monsters. I'm going to cut the Roller Ball. So I think the Nitro Head is good enough for what we're doing. And I'll cut 1 Mage Power, just so we don't, like, overload on it. And we'll go with this for now, 44 cards. Let's empty the gift box a little bit. And yeah, that'll wrap us up right here, and maybe I'll pick it up again later today.